In our backyard, we have these big planter boxes that have azaleas planted in them. And a few years ago, they went crazy. I mean, before we had the super bloom in California, I had a super bloom, a personal one in my backyard. There was just this riot of color back there. And I sit in the backyard a lot of times to read my Bible, and it just seemed that every one of those azaleas just trumpeted out, Bayless, look at us. The Father in heaven cares for us, but he loves you more. Sun passes over the house about midday, and I'll take a chair around the front in the afternoon, and I'll read there sometimes. And this is true. This happened for a solid year. Every day when I'd take the chair in the front yard, the moment I would sit down with my Bible, this little bird would come and land on a branch in the olive tree just a few feet away from my head, and he'd sit there the whole time. Just look at me. If I sat a half hour, he'd sit a half hour. If I sat an hour, he'd sit there an hour. Or sometimes he'd land on the mailbox on the other side and just stare at me. It was the weirdest thing. I would talk to this little bird every day, and he never said a word back. However, I felt like God spoke to me through that little bird. I would look at him every day out there, and he was as plump and as happy as ever. Didn't seem to have a care in the world. Didn't seem to have any problem finding worms. And I felt like the Father said, you see this bird, son? I care for it. How much more will I take care of you and your needs?